Welcome to another episode of From the Stands. This is your boy JJ from LC Pod, and I will be coming to you guys with the whole NXT recap of everything that happened. I know you guys don't pay that much attention to NXT, and to be honest with you, I go on and off about it, you know what I mean? Because like sometimes it's just a lot of filler stuff, but realistically, hey, it's good to watch it, specifically to scout the what's ahead of us, the future, our future. These are like our crops, and we have to pay attention to them, you know what I mean? Because realistically, some of these guys, hey, they're gonna be getting called up soon. Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, Ilya Dragunov, they're all ready to be in the main roster. Carmelo Hayes, also you got what's his name, Tony D'Angelo. They're all great, honestly. They're all ready to make that big next step, and they're hungry. And that's the great thing about it. That's the great thing about NXT. They're all hungry. They all want to do their own thing, and then they want to show off for us, for the fans. But anyways, we're going to start it off with the banger of a match, Noam Dar versus Dijak. Dijak, if you remember correctly, the same dude that used to be in Retribution with Mustafa Ali. The dude that was behind the mask next to the other guy that was part of the Maximum Male Models or whatever they were called. But anyways, he is a dude, honestly. Like he is good. Like Retribution was holding Dijak back. Like realistically was just holding him back. Which is crazy to say. But yeah. Anyways, and Noam Dar, if you don't know anything about Noam Dar has been around, wow, since 205 Live. He's been around since, let me see. I'm trying to think of who else was around that time. Neville. Since Neville, bro. Neville. Like, it's been a long time. That's how long he's been around. He wasn't, you didn't see him in Raw or SmackDown or anything like that because he was in NXT UK. Putting up banger of matches, honestly. He's the guy that was Alicia Fox. That guy. Probably heard of that meme before. But anyways, they put up a banger of a match. Noam Dar ended up winning because of Dijak getting distracted by Noam Dar's crew. I forget the dude's name. The next Kofi Kingston, the guy that has an accent that will probably go away magically from one day to another. Anyways, moving on to the next match. We got Lola Vice. Yo, she was looking. But, hey, look. Keep it PG, bro. Versus Sol Ruka. Lola. I just want you to stop holding back your punches. Like you got that MMA background. I just want you to stop holding back. Like make him look a little bit more real. Like make him have a little bit more oomph whenever you hit him. And I understand you're probably scared to like knock somebody out, you know what I mean? But hey, like people pay for that. Like realistically, people pay to see that, and then you have the thing of like, oh, wrestling is fake. Hey, whenever you have these one shots that just kind of happen accidentally, but they happen, hey, like that's what people pay to see. And on top of that, that will put you on the map. I'm not saying to hit him on purpose, you know what I mean? But put a little bit more oomph into it. Like Shinsuke Nakamura can get away with strong style. Gunther can get away with the chops and things like that. We kind of need that in the women's division, you know what I mean? Somebody that can hit a little bit harder compared to like everybody else, you know what I mean? Which is good. That's good for the women's division. Anyways, Sol Ruka and Lola Vice ended up having a banger match. If I were to rate it, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I'm not gonna do that, but I'm just saying if it shortly got stopped because Blair Davenport cost Sol Ruka the match after they were both having a good match, man. I'm just happy that Sol Ruka did not get hurt because she has very bad luck. Talk about Tegan Nox, bro. This is like Tegan Nox 2.0, and it sucks because she is great. She has a bright future ahead of her. Especially she got the in-ring chemistry. She just needs to, you know what I mean, put it all together. Like stay healthy most most importantly, and then put up a long run while staying healthy. That's one thing that's gonna. She reminds me a lot of Charlotte. Take that with a grain of salt. You have to see it with your eyes, and then you're gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, she does remind me of Charlotte. But yeah, anyways, Lola Vice ended up winning. The one thing besides the stop holding the punches back, I kind of wish Lola Vice will stop with this Bella Twins gimmick, which is kind of like the how the Bellas used to dance and things like that, and beginning of the match and after the match. Personally, it kind of like brings down her character. I know it's because of the name, and on top of that, that's what her character is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like some very Hispanic Latina. So yeah, which there's nothing wrong with the Latino part or the Hispanic part. It's just more like, yo, like, stop with the dancing. Like that's like, I want to take you serious. You know what I mean? Especially with your MMA background and things like that. If they cut that from the character, then she can be something. And she got the looks, she got the skills in the ring. As long as she just stops holding back a little bit from her punches and then cuts the dancing out, hey, she has a great future ahead of her. Now, moving on to the next match, you had a filler match of Ridge Holland, which he did not retire, against Joaquin Wilde from LWO. Joaquin Wilde has to be the worst actor in WWE right now. This is including everybody from NXT. Like, and I think I mentioned that last week on the episode. Bro, this dude is terrible at acting. And it's like, bro, like, just stop trying. Like, everything is so extra, and that he just literally sounds like he's reading from a script. Like, the good thing that he's good in the ring, and he can freaking do like a lot of highlight spots and things like that. But besides that, bro, like the dude is just, he's been with WWE for like what, almost 5 years, and it's still the same thing, especially with the acting, with the promos and all that stuff. Everything looks scripted to the next level in terms of bad. And his acting is just like, oh, hey man, I don't want your apology anymore. Saying to Ridge Holland, it's like, yo, shut up, bro. Like, shut up. But sorry, I didn't mean to be complaining, but like, the dude, like, if he makes it through budget cuts, I'll be surprised. Like, you know what I mean? He's just here. If he makes it through budget cuts, it's because he's just there because of the highlight spots that they be having. But because realistically, he has no future ahead. Like, I don't see him winning the tag titles. I don't see him definitely going for the IC title. None of that stuff. He's just a body. Like, it sounds messed up, but he's just a body. And like, it's like, dude, whenever you have been in NXT you have been in NXT main roster and things like that, and it's not working. Like, for example, our boy Karrion Kross, bro, you gotta go. So yeah, you're holding other people back. You're holding other potential talent back. You know, because they could be in the shoes that you're in. Ridge Holland, why is he here still? But anyways, he apparently he did not retire. He's no longer retired. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt. Ivar versus Josh Briggs. This was a pretty decent match. Ivar looks like $1 million whenever it comes down to the big man. Honestly, like, I'm very impressed with how big this dude is, and flipping and doing flips and then jumping from the second rope to doing a backflip, doing a moonsault and all that stuff. Like, bro, I am so impressed with this dude, man. And he's like 300 plus pounds, bro, and he's so agile. I think the only thing that's gonna hold him back is his look, realistically. But I get it. That's why they're keeping that Viking Raid look compared to like anybody else. But that won't take you that far. That will take you to NXT, and that's pretty much it. And then you're gonna stay stuck in there. But does he have the in-ring talent? Can he cut a decent promo in terms of like, can he handle himself on the mic? I'm not saying that he's a Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, John Cena, but he's definitely better than Joaquin Wilde. So yeah, they put up a really good match. In terms of Josh Briggs, they're trying to turn him into a guy, just because he has the big meaty man characteristics. You know what I mean? He's tall, he's somewhat good looking, or whatever, and he got the power moves. You know what I mean? He kind of reminds me of Kevin Nash, and I feel like I'm disrespecting Kevin Nash, and I'm sorry, Kevin. I don't mean it to be disrespectful. He's like a shittier version of you, realistically. Damn, I was trying not to curse, but yeah, like he be having some good spots here and there on certain matches, but realistically, like, the dude can't carry a match. He only looks good whenever you have a really good dance partner with him. And I'm not saying that I'm saying like everybody is gonna be in-ring general, but like, he's better as a tag team than an individual. And they try to put him into the individuals and things like that, thinking like, hey, he got the looks or whatever, but realistically, he may be a like. So in terms of body and wrestling, he reminds me of Kevin Nash. But then in terms of character, he reminds me of a shittier version of Baron Corbin. Whenever Baron Corbin came out with the Lone Wolf and then all the hair, so then you had the freaking different characters that he ended up coming out with, which at that point, that was like a bad version of Baron Corbin. What he has done has been exceptional. Baron Corbin has changed his game, and he literally bet on himself the same way that Jalen Brunson did with the New York Knicks, and the same way that Roman Reigns did with his career. He bet on himself, and then he did it. He went down to NXT and turned into something, and turned other people into something, and then look at what he has been doing with Braun Breaker and all that stuff. So yeah, he turned Braun Breaker into comedy gold, bro. But anyways, moving on to we ended up having an open challenge for the NXT Championship with Ilya Dragunov, and you had a bunch of people coming out to the ring, and nobody was able to get into the ring except one guy, the young OG, Levon Evans. Hey man, if this is the first time that you're watching this show because of NXT, and you're watching my thoughts because of NXT from the stands, shout out. Check out Levon Evans. Just watch this match with Ilya Dragunov, or watch the match from last week that he had with Scripps. Bro, the dude is like, it's crazy in terms of like what he can do in the air whenever he's jumping from the turnbuckle, and do like, bro, the way that he can control his body, he's like prime Derrick Rose in the air. Like, my man looks like he's floating, he's gliding through the air. Like, he can control his body. Like, he looks like at one point he ended up jumping up in the sky, right, looking like he was about to do an RKO, and then he twisted his body all the way around to turn it into something else, bro. And like, he just looks like he's stopping midair just to do it. Like, super clean. And the craziest part is the dude is only 19 years old, bro. He's 19. He just hit puberty 2 years ago, bro. Which is crazy, just to think about. But yeah, man, like, he is good, and and it was great that he went against Ilya, because Ilya he's a ring general. He's been around for a while. Great wrestler. He's great overall. And to be honest with you, Levon Evans had the whole crowd cheering for him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you saw it almost felt like Ilya was the heel, you know. But that's just because everybody likes the young OG. That's his nickname. But everybody likes the young OG. And realistically, he's exciting to watch. He's like really exciting to watch. He's like a better version of Axiom in terms of what he can do in ring. But in terms of main roster, he's like a better version of Ricochet. You know, that's a really, really good comparison. Like, he's a better version of Ricochet, and Ricochet is great whenever it comes to the flippity flops and all that stuff. But yeah, man, like, to comparing like move to move, just watch out for him. Watch out for him. In a couple years, you're gonna see him in the main roster, and he's gonna be great, honestly, because he's 19. Like, he's still technically green. Like, you know what I mean? He can talk on the mic, surprisingly. Like, he's not that bad. He got it. You know what I mean? And it's just gonna take time for him to mold it and turn it into something, and he will become a guy. If he puts a couple more pounds in terms of muscle, and obviously he doesn't get hurt, and then he can just he can still do his moves, his high flying moves, but still be able to tell a story in the ring. I think he has a very bright future ahead of him, and what he did with Ilya Dragunov was great. They had a great match. Check it out. Honestly, banger of a match. Moving on to next week. We have one match, which is the main event, but now I'm going to talk to you guys about the next week's matches, which is going to be for the spring breaking event, which is going to be a 2-week event during NXT hours on Tuesdays. But anyways, you're going to have Roxanne Perez next week defending her title against Lyra Valkyria and Tatum Paxley. Dang, bro, my typo messed up. Yeah, Tatum Paxley. Sorry, my keyboard messed up, and I almost read that. Whatever. Anyways, that should be a really good match. Roxanne Perez, the prodigy, she is awesome. Lyra Valkyria is awesome. The only oddball out is definitely Tatum Paxley. I'm surprised that they put her on this spot right now, especially going against two powerhouses in the women's division, because they're both great and they can both go at it. I'm surprised they didn't put somebody like Natalia or who else does, or like a Tiffany Stratton just randomly at her, and you know what I mean, or like, oh man, what was her name? I can't remember her name, and she was wrestling NXT Stand and Deliver. But anyways, if they would have put her with this match, it would have gelled much better. Tatum Paxley is just a body. Realistically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to move the Lyra Valkyria versus Tatum Paxley storyline forward, and then Roxanne Perez just needs another match under her belt to defend. Definitely she's gonna win. Next match was gonna be Sol Ruka versus Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport, she is out of NXT UK from whenever NXT UK was happening. Great, she's great in the ring. Can put up matches. She's awesome. And I think she's gonna have a really good match with Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka, she's an upcoming, like I mentioned earlier. The injuries is holding her back, and if she gets that down, then hey, she has a bright future ahead of her. Then the main event for next week is gonna be Ilya Dragunov versus Trick Williams for the NXT champion. But there's a stipulation. There it goes. Stipulation: if Trick Williams loses, then Trick Williams has to leave NXT and not come back. So either he is getting called up, which part of me wants to, but the other part of me says no, he needs to be in NXT for a little bit longer, because the dude got the looks, the dude got the charisma, the dude got the mic skills, the dude got it in terms of the looks and all that stuff. But he's still a little bit green whenever it comes to the in-ring in the timing. But that's just going to come with experience. You know what I mean? The more experience he gets, the more matches he gets. And by having that title will help him, because he's going to get more matches and be able to defend the matches and then have him on the big matches. And then like that, you can see what it is. But realistically, dude got it, bro. Like, he got the crowd behind him. He got the girl. He was on ESPN last week, bro. Like, the dude got it. I'm super excited for him, for the future for him and things like that. And then whoop that trick. Come on, man. His song is fire. But anyways, moving on to the main event. By the way, I think Trick Williams is winning. I think Trick Williams is gonna win the NXT title, and then Ilya is gonna be the one that's getting called out. But anyways, Trick Williams versus Hayes in the main event, and it was inside a steel cage match. It was a solid match. If you watch that match, you will see what I'm talking about whenever it comes to Trick Williams. You root for him and things like that, but there's still certain spots that it's just kind of like he stops himself, you know what I mean? And it just, that's the experience. You know, you have Carmelo Hayes, which he's a lot faster. He doesn't know, Carmelo Hayes doesn't really know how to slow down the match and be the ring general. And during these two matches, they gave him the opportunity to be the ring general, but unfortunately, he's just too fast. He doesn't have that yet. Can he get it? I believe so. But Carmelo Hayes, he's a much better heel, which is what he's doing now, compared to a babyface, and he's gonna get caught up. Like, he's been in NXT for like 5 years or so, so he's definitely gonna get caught up, and it's good for him. Honestly, good for him. Trick Williams ended up winning. He ended up getting whoop that trick, whoop that trick. He ended up hitting a chef's kiss, beautiful rock bottom from the third turnbuckle on Carmelo Hayes, which was great. And then to finish off the match, Carmelo Hayes was about to hit him with a steel chair, and then Trick Williams noticed. He went under him whenever he was about to swing, went against the ropes, and then he came out and hit him with the trick shot, which is a running knee. And then whenever Carmelo got hit, he had the steel chair in front of him, so then you had the impact from the chair. 1, 2, 3, whoop that trick came out. And then yeah, man, you had Ilya showing off the belt because they're getting ready for that next match, and it's gonna be good. Next week is gonna be good for NXT. I'm excited. I like getting back into NXT. It reminds me on why I watched it before, whenever it was black and gold and things like that. Granted, black and gold was different, but it's good to see what you have going for you, you know what I mean, for the future. Because realistically, like, if we don't pay attention to NXT, a lot of these guys that get called up, you're gonna have zero clue who the fuck they are. Damn, I was trying to not to curse. You're gonna have zero clue on who they are. So might as well be able to like see them. This is how you see them grow. This is how you get attached to them. You know what I mean? How you become a true fan. Not just because, hey, they put the product in front of you, then that means that you gotta like them. You know what I mean? Like, no, like, watch the growth. You know what I mean? And it makes it more of a connection from the fans to the wrestler, which is the greatest part. You know what I mean? Especially whenever you get the most and the most original you deserve it moments, you know what I mean? Because realistically, you watch them, you watch them from whenever they were super green, and then they turn into a star. So yeah, but anyways, this was NXT's recap from the stands. This was your boy JJ. Catch us on the next El Sampler Pod episode whenever you have me and Javi hosting the show. Deuces.